Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's look into chapter 2. I remember how excited I was, realizing that I'll be going to the university. The big question now is, how was I able to finance my way to the university? Just as he had helped with the scholarship for me to finish my advanced level in high school, Mr. Mklanga, my former headmaster, was also the one to help me get into the university. My elder sister went to his house one day after I had passed my advanced levels. She went there to try and see if there was a way he could help me to get into varsity, the same way he helped with my A levels. Well, at least that was what she told everyone when she left home. Before we knew it, my sister came back home late afternoon with a grocery bag and some fantastic news. I can honestly say that if I had known at that time how my elder sister was getting all those groceries and favors, I would have never accepted any of them. I would have preferred dropping out of school and staying at home. But because I didn't know, I just accepted everything with a smile and pure joy. Mr. Mklanga agreed to help me get into the university without fail. He said he would pay my first and second semesters, while we worked on how to raise the rest of my fees. I remember how amazed I was just looking at the place. I had never seen anything like it before. Trust me when I say this place is beautiful. As I started my studies, I had no friends. I was very shy. Well, I'm a naturally shy person. I always avoided people. The only person I spent a little bit of time with was my roommate, Nakai. At first, Nakai seemed very cool and innocent, but as time went on, she began to show her true nature. All my life, I had never tasted alcohol, cigarettes, or any form of harmful drugs. The only drugs that had ever entered my system, as far as I knew, were ibuprofen and paracetamol. I took great pride in knowing that I was able to maintain my innocence and purity as a woman. I will never forget my mother's words of advice before I left for school. She said, "Nakai, you're going into a new territory, a new environment where nobody knows you and you don't know anybody. Do not allow yourself to be misled or deceived by other young girls like you. Remember where you are coming from and the life you are living. You are our hope for a better life now. Go and make us proud, my child." Her words gave me confidence, and they empowered me as I walked into a new environment as a stranger. This may sound crazy, but all my life I had never had a boyfriend or even entertained the idea of having one. It is not that I was not attractive. I can boldly say I was very beautiful, light-skinned, and with a body that every man would want to take home and even make a bride on the spot. I just saw it as a pointless distraction that could easily be avoided. Plus, I was more focused on liberating my family one day from poverty, and that meant I did not need any distractions. One Saturday, Nakai came to our room, finds me reading, and immediately starts laughing. "Girl, how long are you going to keep up this innocent girl, Holy Mary attitude of yours? I mean, you're always in here holding one book after another. What's your issue?" she asked. I responded, "What do you mean? I'm just studying." And she said, fun. I'm talking about having some fun. Do you even know what that word means?" I stared at her and I said, "I know what it means, but I have a feeling you and I have different definitions of that word." She laughed and said, "Okay, Mother Teresa, if you say so. I'm going out with some friends of mine to have some real fun. I mean, it's a weekend, for goodness sake. Have fun with your books." She left before I even had a chance to say anything. I continued with my studies. She came back late at night, barely walking. She couldn't even see who I was. She was so drunk, I felt bad for her. I honestly doubt if she remembers how she went home that night. The next morning, she woke up complaining of a nasty headache and asked me to help her get some painkillers from the school clinic, which I did because I was worried about her. I started getting ready to go to church since it was a Sunday. As I was about to leave for church, she begged me not to leave her by herself in that condition. I felt bad for her, and I decided I would not go to church that day and stay with her. Less than 2 hours later, I was coming from the bathroom, and to my surprise, I found my dear roommate holding a beer bottle and lots of money on the bed ready to be counted. She did not look like a person who was suffering from a headache at all. "Are you sure it's a good idea for you to be drinking alcohol when you're not feeling well?" I asked her. "Wow," she said. I didn't notice that my mother was back from the grave and staying with me again. "Anyways, Mom, what you saw earlier is what they call a hangover. And the best, if not perfect way to deal with it is with a bottle of ice-cold beer. Though I wouldn't expect you to understand any of it, Mother Teresa." "I was just asking out of concern," I said. "I was not trying to start any form of argument with you or offend you in any way. I'm sorry if I said something offensive. I simply apologized." She said, "Relax, baby girl. I'm not that easily offended. I'm glad you're here. I can give you a free lecture on how to unleash the inner monster you're always trying to keep hidden. Now, first lecture, take a sip." She laughed and handed me the beer bottle. I responded, "You're joking, right?" with a shocked look on my face. "I already made it clear to you that I do not drink or smoke. So what makes you think my mind has changed on that? Honestly, if I had known this was your plan, I would have just gone to church and left you here alone." She laughed even more. "Can you hear yourself?" she asked me. "Anyways, it's okay, Sister Holly. Suit yourself. But if you ever want to have this kind of money on you every day, then you're going to have to get out of your own comfort zone and take some risks. Or maybe poverty has made you allergic to good things life has to offer. Just think about it, eh?" I remember spending the rest of that day outside trying my best to avoid her and her devilish temptations. I won't lie, the kind of money that Danai was showing me was a lot. And it got to my head. I thought of how such an amount of money could help my mother and sisters back home. The money for me was not the problem I had with Danai. It was the drinking and smoking, and I did not like it. That Sunday was only the beginning of her many attempts to win me over, but each time I would always resist. I was never going to do anything that was going to disturb me and my vision. Well, that was until I met him, the one they called Tutus Mangena. Thanks so much, guys, for listening. And if you like the story, don't forget to like, share, leave a comment, and please subscribe. Thank you.